And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
I love disaster movies, and I love the book Jurassic Park and the dinosaurs breaking out. But you know, the entrepreneur in me wants to say, what if Jurassic Park had worked? You know, how would that have gone about? And that's kind of like what Dino Business is. Basically, it's a Dino Island, the world's first dinosaur theme park, and blah, 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 blah. And that's the theme is if you get the park running, you're trying to use DNA to get dinosaurs back to life, as it were, and put them in the park and get points. It's an area control game with a few different mechanics mixed together. Let's take a look at it. So let's take a look at what's included in the game. Here we have a pile of wooden dinosaurs for each player. What shape there doesn't matter, but there are two shapes. You got your T-Rex and your Brontosaurus of each color. There's a pile of dinosaurs, and over here we have a pile of glass jewels, which are used as DNA for the different animals. You have your board, which, if you notice, looks like a giant dinosaur head. And then we have a item supply board over here. Your money, which is called dinos, which is kind of confusing, but and then the board down here, the marketplace. At the beginning of each player's turn, we'll take our look here first at the item supply area. One die is rolled, and whatever number is rolled, all these pieces on each board are moved 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the bottom one, but these 4 here. Now, after they're moved, the person whose turn it is, one person goes first each round, they can choose one of these to move 1 space in either direction. So let's say they move that one there. We then look at the numbers. This means I'm going to put out 3 red DNA, 3 green DNA, 3 blue DNA, and 2 dinosaurs. So all of what I just rolled is put on this Dino Business Marketplace board. I put the DNA, the red and green DNA here. The blue stands for tech, that goes there. There's no money, although sometimes the money will be put on this board also. And then dinosaurs are put out, and in this example, I put out 2. Then, in turn order, players have different options that they can do. They can buy something on this board and put it in front of them. They can buy the DNA here, the green or the red, for 2 dinos each, 2 money. They can buy the tech for 3 dinos, or they can buy one of these dinosaurs for 4. Now, each dinosaur is worth a certain amount of points and requires a certain amount of DNA to put it in play. So you can see, for example, this dinosaur, whose name I can't pronounce, is worth 3 points, and it requires 2 tech and 2 of the vegetarian DNA to put in play. So when you take this dinosaur, you will put it in front of you like this, and once you get the DNA, you can then reveal it, discard the DNA, and then put a piece on the board. The game takes place in several rounds, and in each round you put your pieces in one section of the board. So round 1 they go here in the eastern island, round 2 the western island, and round 3 the southern island. So let's say I'm the red player, I just build a dinosaur. I can put a piece in that area. Once you have a piece in the area, no other piece can go there. Now, some dinosaurs are star dinosaurs, which means they're basically more expensive than other dinosaurs. For example, here's Tarbosaurus. He costs 3 blues and 3 reds, but he's worth 6 points, but he has this little symbol here, the egg. These dinosaurs can only be placed in the egg spots on the island, and only those kind of dinosaurs can be placed in those spots. So players are recruited to, or rewarded to put those out because they get a lot of points. So the round continues until players are done taking everything off the board. Once all the DNA is gone, the round ends, and any dinosaurs that are still left on the board are discarded. Once during each round, players can go over here to the money board. They put one of their dinosaurs to show that they've used it that round, and they can roll a die, and they move this wheel around that many spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for example here, that's how much money they get. This says times 3, so 5 times 3 is $15. This is probably my biggest problem with the game. It's a neat idea, but when you roll a 1 and you land on the times 2, you get 2 dino. Someone rolls a 6 and lands on the 3, they get 18. You can roll a 6, land on the 5, and get 5. And you need money for the game. This is a good way to get money. The problem is that it's so random. It's a single die roll, so your chance of getting a 1 and 6 are the same. And it's kind of annoying when you get several 1s in a row trying to raise money to buy what you need. So after each round, players place dinosaurs on the board, but players are then placing dinosaurs on the board that fill up the whole section. So let's say we get the greens here. In the 3-player game, that's what the board looks like. Each player then scores points for the dinosaurs that they built. So if you build a 3-point dinosaur and a 2-point dinosaur, you get 5 points. You also get additional points if you have dinosaurs in connecting areas. So the blacks here would get an additional point. The green dinosaurs would also get an additional point. And as you go in future areas, there's little bridges connecting areas, you'll be able to connect even more to get more bonus points. At the end of the game, the player with the most points is the winner. Dino Business isn't a bad game. I like the idea of building the dinosaurs. The theme is great. You're going to like the dinosaur wooden pieces. They're neat. My biggest problem with the game is that money track, and I suppose there's a easy fix for that. Just say everyone gets $5 when they use it, or something that adds a little bit of randomness to it. The wheels moving the little pieces around, that works for me. I guess if there was any other problem I would have with the game is it's a bit derivative. I'm not seeing anything that's really new here. I guess an area control would be the wrong thing, but you're building and getting points for building stuff, and then trying to place them on the board in such a way that you get chains to get extra points for that. It all works well, but I think this game, Dino Business, it says age 7 to 99, but I think that your best ages are going to be 7 through 12. You're going to find that kids get a real kick out of this, and while adults might get annoyed at the luck that's in the game, kids won't nearly have that kind of problem with it. And it can be a cutthroat game because there's only so much DNA available each round, and players will be fighting over who can get that DNA first to build their dinosaurs. You can really cut someone out if there's only one of the red DNA available and you take it, and then another person has to wait till the next round to get it. Meanwhile, you've built a dinosaur and start working on your second one. So there's some neat concepts. It has high quality components, but I still think it's aimed for kids or young teenagers.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.